Hello, good evening. It is the Everton Daily Live ahead of Everton versus Aston Villa. Goodison Park tonight. David Moyes' first game back as Everton gaffer. 7:30 kick-off, a little bit earlier than normal. And we're ready. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
You're excited, James?
I'm excited, since last week I was very excited as well for the Baines and Coleman management one because everyone was just happy for once, and I think now there's more of a plan put in place now, so there is something to be happy about and something to look forward for the future, because with the Baines one you knew it was going to be a one-off for him being the manager, so you had to enjoy it then, but now you know this is the start of a project and it's everyone's first step into it, and it's just exciting to just see something different going to happen with the team, and it's going to be the same for the future now, sort of. That, say if there is a drastic decision, like, I don't know, he plays Jake O'Brien and Branthwaite and puts Starkowski on the bench, you know that's sort of a fresh look on the players, and I think that's mainly what I'm excited for, and something I hope we do see. Maybe not that example, but something like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it come to the end of it. Sean Dyche, we all know that. He knows it. He's put a statement out today saying it was the right time and all that. But things were very stale. And I think one of the problems for me was he knew he wasn't staying past this season. The players knew he wasn't staying. And therefore, there was no progress really being made. It was just like a holding pattern. And everything just become the same. It'd just be a different team you were playing, but you played the same way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of occasions this season, it was the same outcome. Now, there's a different person in charge. Will have put their own stamp on it. A manager that actually likes us and wants to be here. Will give everything to do well. And understands the club and understands the fan base and all that, and understands the power of Goodison when it's on. Yeah. And therefore he'd be looking for different things. It might be cautious because David Moyes he's a pragmatic manager. But his teams in the past have attacked at Goodison and gone to win games, and I think that's what he'll try and do. But it is only the very start, of course. We have to see how it all plays out over the next few months. But yeah, I think it's certainly freshened everyone up, everyone's appetite up.
There's a big dark cloud surrounding Everton for quite a while. And while I don't think we fixed it automatically by getting Moyes, I think it's definitely the start of like the right path to getting back. I think sort of level where we're all positive again about Everton.
Yeah, because I think you're right. The dark cloud wasn't just Sean Dyche. By the way, you had a lot to contend with as Everton manager. The dark cloud was just everything that's gone on for 3 or 4 years, all rolled into one. Yeah. That was what the dark cloud was. And therefore, that is clearing a bit. Now we've got new owners. We're out, we've moved away from the PSR challenges. We had that news. We knew anyway, didn't we? But it was confirmed yesterday. It'll only get better and better as we go forward.
It seems like there's a lot of positives on the horizon, and where it has been quite dark, it's nice to finally see something's like sort of changing now. Because from just the perception of Everton as a club as a whole, not just like the fan base, but how like the media view in Everton, that we are always just considered like relegation candidates. And we're always just talked down on nowadays, and we've just came to accept it. And at the end of the day, it's Everton, and we shouldn't be in this like position at all, and we shouldn't be like that drawing in the FA Cup where we're getting Bournemouth and people are worried. Everton shouldn't be worried about Bournemouth. And I just think
Bournemouth are a good side.
They are a good side, but it's Everton.
I understand.
Yeah. And I just think at least now it's a step to hopefully in the future we won't be having in this situation. People coming in.
I think what we've got to say, Jay, you're right. You're absolutely right there. What we've got to say is we've got to earn that respect back. Yeah. And we've given that respect away ourselves. I think, okay, we have been talked now. People didn't like, lots of stories were put out by Premier League, the Big Six, about us because they didn't want anyone sort of gate crashing their party when Mashiri first come and we started spending money. And a lot of negative press was put out there to try and stunt our appeal and try to knock us down a bit. But then, for the last few years, we've done it ourselves. We haven't needed anybody else to do it. We've done it ourselves. Some terrible decision-making, poor decision-making on players, poor decision-making by Mashiri, leaving people in place when he should have changed them. Club itself made poor decisions. And we've got to the stage where we are, but now it's about building back up, isn't it? A lot of those difficulties are gone. We've got a new ownership group. We've, David Moyes is in now and all that. The ground has been, in the last 3 weeks, the stadium's been handed over.
Yeah.
Everton have been bought. It's 4 weeks now, isn't it? Today, actually. Everton have been bought. It's all done and dusted. And we've got a new manager in.
3 massive things.
Now, we've got to get new players in this month. And we've all got to unite now and get behind this. Change the mentality, change it and start looking up. And David Moyes stressed that on many occasions the other day in his press conference about looking up, moving forward. And that's where we're up to now. And if we do that, Everton, when everyone's together and the fans are together and behind the team, Everton's a powerful thing. Absolutely. It really is, and that's what it is. That's what it is.
But you look how the Everton fans came together for when we were fighting relegation and we had the coach welcoming and stuff. Imagine if there was something, we were being successful. Imagine what the reaction would be like then.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, I think definitely just get the fans back on board, get everyone happy again and positive about Everton, and we're not going into a game being like, I hope we at least get a draw or something like that. People are just more up for the games now and want to go to Goodison Park ultimately in the last season.
I think they will. I think they will. Scarp up game and says up the Toffees, feels good to be excited about matches again. Emma, both YouTube members, says I'm nervous and excited in equal measure. Steve Tiley says I'm a Hammers fan, but I come in peace. Moyes, I think Moyes is a bad choice for you. Yes, he won us a European trophy. Won your only trophy in my lifetime. His record last year was horrific. We only won 4 games from December to May, and his record was 74 goals conceded. Fair play. Fair play. Did win your games in the first half of the season and won you the trophy and took you from being a relegated side and a team that everyone thought were going down to a team who you were looking and going, well, they're in Europe. European semi-final, a final which you won, the European quarter-final. Turned you around from, Pellegrini. You were a laughingstock under Pellegrini. So he has transformed West Ham. They're in a good place now to move on.
Had a lot of consecutive top 10 finishes as well underneath them.
So, fair enough, Steve. You watched it. No problem. I don't think David Moyes will be here for 4 years. So if he does the first 3, like he did with you, we'd be happy. But Everton have won 3 games all season, mate, with Sean Dyche, so we needed a change, and David Moyes is who they've gone for. And we'll see. We'll see. Wayne has gone with Everton winning the game 2-0. Scarp up game said hard to believe Villa were bottom of the league not long ago, and shows what a great manager can do for you. Danny Church, on the YouTube member, says looking forward tonight. Hopefully we have an atmosphere like the derby last season, and the players are up for it. Yeah. Absolutely. I think, like I said, he only has to win. In my opinion, he only needs 5 wins. 5 wins and a couple of draws. Everton will be safe, and that's them. It's get the refresh that squad in the summer. Obviously, a lot going out, and we'll see.
Yeah,
we will see.
Just utilise sort of whatever they can do now to get some players in, because it's not like a hidden thing that Everton need pace. So I think as soon as you can get some in, then that's another element of that cloud just being eliminated. If you just get a little bit of pace in for the wings, I think that's something you should be looking at now that the manager's sorted. And I'd imagine they are as well. You see the links to like new and stuff.
Alex on the super chat, thank you Alex, says 3-1 to Everton tonight, lads. Let's sing loud and proud, and a cheeky pint. Let's be having you up the Toffees. That'd be tremendous, wouldn't it? That'd be tremendous to get off to a winning start.
Yeah,
would it'd be incredible. And then that'd obviously, in my opinion, mean we'd only need 4 wins, a few draws. So the quicker we do that, the better. Then we can start planning ahead.
It's a European push.
Well, no, just planning not to be anywhere near anything else. That's what we want, to be the no danger, so you can plan. and look and go, look, what do we need to build? And see where we go from here. Where did West Ham finish last season?
I'm not sure, I'll check for you.
Finished 14th last season or something, or... Probably higher, not even higher, weren't they? They were terrible at the end when he said he was going, to be fair.
Ninth?
Yeah. So was it...
52 points to go.
So since he went back, what were his league placings then?
So, ninth, that one. The one before that, West Ham finished 14th.
Yeah.
That was when they were in the European.
But he won the Conference League, didn't he?
Then it was 7th.
And then 6th.
Then 6th. So, that's good going, like.
For West Ham.
Yeah. The one, like, sort of outlier was the one he won the trophy in as well, so you take that.
Mad. Mad. But again, it depends what you're looking at, doesn't it? And you might have only won 4 games, which is terrible. I mean, Everton won 5, I think, in the second half of the season, and all of them came in a 2-week spell in April. Well, sorry, 4 of the 5 came in 2-week spell in April, and then won one in May. So we had similar, and we didn't finish 9th. Gary says, howdy. Fletcher says, this is our big chance to prove ourselves and make a bold statement to the Premier League. If Moyes wants elite players, then surely this game counts for something. Well, every game counts for something, doesn't it? Gary says, come on, you Blues. Frank says, are you going in early tonight, excited for the Moyes return? No, I'll get in. Hopefully, just as they bring him out. So maybe be in my seat by 23 minutes. Mind you, that is early for me, to be fair. If I'm in my seat by 7:25,
something's went wrong.
That means that Everton have done something positive. It's pulled me in. Rob says, open for an old manager bounce. Rob, the East Belfast Toffee, says, I didn't want Moyes back, but I will back him for now. Oh, we'll be made up that you're backing him for now. Ian says, did anyone else see the video from Mr. Drome at Bramley Moor in the fog with all the blue lights and pink lights and the heaters? It looks stunning. No, I didn't. Sounds boss though. Bainey says, wow, not felt like this pre-match for ages and nervous excitement. Glad he's back. I know he's not been back long, so I'm not expecting any big changes, but expecting a lift in the fan base and the atmosphere. He says, just the simple words of we and us make such a difference.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, he used them sort of words even when he wasn't the Everton manager.
Yeah, I'd heard them on things saying we need and stuff when he wasn't our manager. Finn says, any truth in TFG being interested in Bournemouth, Doff, Thiago Pinto? Don't know, Finn, to be honest. It was linked, wasn't it, the other day? This is someone who left Roma, and apparently it was rumoured he'd said he'd never work for them again. So who knows? Martin says, really hope the crowd get behind Moyes and the team tonight from the off and don't wait for the game to get going. Yeah. Everton Viking says, make a change, Moyes, get into these Blues, these are shite. Just getting ready for the old shouts that I heard mostly under Moyes. Well, at least you heard shouts. Lately, it's just been silence, hasn't it?
It's been groans.
And everyone's just like, it's finished, yeah. Can we get off, yeah? Lewis Batch says, buzzing for tonight. Everyone behind Moyes and the team. 2-0 win for the Blues. Longy says, fair play to Sean Dyche. Good statement and a touch of class for him. But he had to go. Okay. Patrick says, all right, lads, how's it going? All right, lads, how's it going? Irish fan from Belfast, they're looking to get over to Goodison one last time before the end of the season. Do you reckon I'll be able to get tickets, or have I left it too late?
You'd be able to get tickets on the resale.
You'll be able to get them. It is going to be more difficult as those games are running out, though. So try to get one in the first part of this next phase, if you like.
I checked last night for
just to be careful.
Tonight's game, and there was one ticket for £60, and it said this is a very restricted view. So if you like restricted views, you'll probably get one of them easy. But if you don't, it might be a struggle.
No. Yeri Mina says, lads, can you please promote a better atmosphere tonight? We keep going on about Goodison and the atmosphere. It's been flat. Make the atmosphere great. No, I know what you mean. I actually think it'll be buzzing tonight. I do. I'll be worried if we get in and it's flat and quiet. I will, because that means the fans have give up. When the fans have stuck with it for so long, when it's been dreadful, it would make me really puzzled why it's sort of fizzled out now.
Yeah.
So we have to make it. It's on us, on all of us, on everyone in the stadium, isn't it? Mark Cody says, what's your gut feeling? Will Armstrong and O'Brien start? No. It's my gut feeling, but I have no idea, because he's been here a couple of days, so I don't know, mate.
I reckon he'll do a 3 at the back, personally. I reckon he'll stick sort of what when we played against Peterborough. And I think sort of the story that Jake O'Brien put on his Instagram sort of hinted that he will be involved in a way. But whether I'm just overreading, I don't know. But I can see both Patterson and O'Brien playing. But you'd hope so as well, because that's like a big change right from the off, which shows that it's not sort of the same formula that Dyche kept trying to use against teams. But who knows?
Well, everyone's got a fresh start, haven't he?
Yeah.
Buck says going with the other half again tonight. Good. Finn says never work for them again. That's a no then. Yeah, but that just could be a story, couldn't it, mate? I don't know. I've never spoken to the fella in my life, obviously. So I wouldn't know, mate. I wouldn't know. But he's highly rated, that Pinto, isn't he? So maybe they're looking and going, actually, yeah, we like him. And I know that the Friedkin group use sort of like an agency to identify talent. And if they've identified him and they can get him, then it's a good thing, isn't it? Rob says, Moyes said the fans were a disgrace when he left and tried to pinch our players cheap, so that's why I didn't want him back. If we go down, then obviously I'll want him out. Really wanted Thomas Frank. Evertonians hammered David Moyes as well, which is why he said that. You've got to look at the whole thing in perspective. I was fuming with him when he come back for Baines and Fellaini, but Manchester United were making the bidding.
Yeah.
I was absolutely fuming with them. I've got no issue with it. But it was 11 years ago. No, 12 years ago, actually, it was. Time passes, things move on. It's up to you. If you do whatever, obviously, you feel, I wouldn't say you know to feel, Rob, I don't feel like that, but fair play to you.
I think he's proven as well that he does actually still care about Everton.
Loves Everton.
Yeah.
Loves Everton. He does his best for whatever club he's at.
With the United he was going into as well, you can understand it was probably the biggest job, or one of the biggest jobs in football for him at that moment. So I feel like it's harsh to sort of judge him just on that. But
they've got their own opinion. That's no issue with that. That's fine. You want them to do well, obviously. You've been Evertonian, you want them to do well. Finn says, what's your both your predictions for tonight? I'm going 1-0, Dom header on about 65, 70 minutes in the Gladys Street limbs.
I think Everton win. And I think it's either a 2-1 or a 3-1.
Three?
I mean, we said this last time when I predicted the Wolves one.
Yeah.
You said, I said 3 then, but it was 4. And you said 3. I think it's going to happen again, but I think we can see it this time.
I think if we win, it'll be 2-1.
I could see it being 2-1 though, and then we just get a lucky counter right at the end.
Be
just
amazing.
The cherry on top.
Imagine counter-attacking and scoring.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And dribbles and
these are a very good side though.
Yeah,
they're a very good side.
But they've shown they've got a weakness.
But they are. You know, they're not amazing away from home. So we've got to use every little thing we can tonight. The crowd being the big one.
So you going 2-1?
I'm going. Yeah, let's be positive. I'm going 2-1. 2-1 Everton.
I go 3-1.
And I do fancy Dom to score.
Yeah,
I do. I really do. I fancy Calvert-Lewin to get one tonight. Calvert-Lewin and
Jake O'Brien and Patterson.
Illiman and Jay.
Yeah.
And can Jay score?
Do you think O'Neill will score against us?
He scored a few for them, hasn't he?
I know, yeah.
So, probably. It'd be great to keep a clean sheet and win the 2-0 would be amazing, wouldn't it? 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
Emily just like, we had a nightmare. Don't know what happened. We had a nightmare. Want to write it off and move on. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
But I'm more than happy with 3-1.
We're happy with 1-0, mate, to be fair. Rob says gravy, chips and peas and onions and a portion of chicken balls for them. Okay. Then a win against Villa. Perfect night for me. Martin's going for a 2-1 to the Blues with an Unsworth half volley. Wait, that was last time. Michalenko half volley after 27 seconds. Be nice.
He's had a few screamers, and I feel like he owes us one.
He owes us about 4.
So
yeah,
get him on your bets.
Jez says it's something old, something new, something blue. Up the Moyes Toffees. Definitely. Joker on the super chat, thank you very much, mate. Says, regardless of the result tonight, I just want to see some energy and fight from the players. If we see that, I'll be happy. I think that's it. It's about, I'm never one to go out, performances, because we all know how important wins are, and we need some. But it's all about
like the attitude of the players towards it.
Yeah.
I think one thing that me and you spoke about on this channel before is that when we played Peterborough, it was noticeable that there wasn't that sort of hoof it up when you're under pressure. I know obviously it's Peterborough and you don't have to take as many risks as you would against Aston Villa, but I think if you see that happening again, I feel like that would be a bit like, we're just following the same path. But
it's early though, isn't it? If it's,
I just don't want to see them hoofing it. That's it. I'd be happy with that.
If it was like happening next season, nothing had moved on, then yeah, you'd be absolutely within your right to be fuming. But it is early. Let's see what we can do. Thomas Blueblood said, Baz, you've wanted them back for years. I'm not so confident. Well, no, I think there's been times when we should have took him. Wouldn't have been again. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice in other years, but it was when Benitez was getting bandied about, we should have got David Moyes 100%.
Yeah.
100%. When Marco Silva got sacked, we probably should have got Moyes then. But obviously Dunk got it, but they were never going to give Duncan it. And he went for Carlo. Maybe those were the times. But I've wanted other managers, mate. I wanted Gaultier at one time. I liked the idea of Graham Potter, Paulo Fonseca on a couple of occasions. So, Emma just said no one would be bothered if we went in for Kudus and Bowen. Everton would be made up, wouldn't he? Yeah. It's the same as coming back for other players, isn't it? Adam reckons 2-2. Villa are very strong and quick. They are. Dave Johnson says 2-1 to Everton. Grozer on the super chat, thank you very much, mate. This morning from the colonies, called out of work to watch this one. Thanks for keeping the fans over here informed. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for your super chat, and thanks for tuning in, mate. Fletcher's gone 2-0 Everton. Danny Church has gone 2-0 Everton. Graham Hedworth says young Gru, bless him, for today.
Thanks.
Well, we'll see. Fancied your team yesterday and you let him down, so you need to pipe down, I think, Graham.
Thought you were going to do it as well. So close.
Patrick on the YouTube member says, afternoon blues and friends, looking forward to tonight, lads. Up the Toffees, 3-1 Everton. Okay. Lots of people feeling more confident.
It's happening.
John says Moyes will have a better idea after tonight's game of who he wanted to keep. Yerry Mina said, I've wanted them back for 6 months. Eugene reckons O'Neill will be sent off tonight. You couldn't say no, could you?
No.
But that'd be interesting.
It's good mates with all just gone against us, so it wouldn't be a midfield battle.
Yeah. B says we haven't got 2 goals in us. We'll see, won't we? When that was said last time, but against Wolves, remember?
Yeah.
You were going
we
3.
Scored 4.
I went 2, didn't I?
Yeah.
2, you went 3, and it ended up being 4. And we had 2 disallowed, and we should have scored another 2.
Exactly.
So
should have been 8.
Mark says Moyes should have been appointed when Ancelotti was appointed. Great manager, but he wasn't the right fit. He's a winner. Fair enough.
Ancelotti was good though.
Fair enough.
It was a good time.
Daniel says thoughts on Chris Rigg at Sunderland. Yeah, Chris Rigg looks a really good player. I know there's a lot of people who are keeping an eye on him.
A lot of just highly rated midfielders at Sunderland now, isn't there? They've just signed that one from Roma too. On top of like Job.
Go and get Job.
Yeah.
Give Job what he wants.
Yeah.
George Hand, the YouTube member, says 2-1 Everton. Everyone committed and the fans right behind them. Danny Ellis has gone 1-1. Adam says, what sort of reception do we reckon Onana will get? I'm hoping it's neutral, not happy clapping him, but also no booing. I'm going for 2-1 Dom and Mangala to score. Watkins for them. Ray Weir's gone 3-0 Everton.
Do you think everyone thinks Onana and Dyche didn't like each other? Do you think there'll be a sort of respect there between the fans and Onana? For this?
He just didn't have Dyche at all, did he?
That's what I mean, though, but probably most of the crowds weren't having Dyche at all as well.
Yeah.
Might be a mutual respect there for that. But then, he doesn't play for Everton now, so don't want him to do well.
Jack in the post box says, I'm a Liverpool fan and I hope Moyes does well with you and takes you back where you should be. Cheers, mate. I love when people go, how are we going to score? Just kick a ball into the net, mate. That's simple. Professional footballers. That's how you score goals. This thing that these players are, it's just... Yeah. Chris has gone 1-0 Everton tonight. Crimson says, classic 1-0 Moyes. Family Life's gone 2-1 Toffees. David says, positive environment equals positive results. Matthew, they haven't got Ross Barkley, he's injured. He's not there. Luca Dean is there, though. Still.
That's because he didn't like Rafa as well.
Well, he called Rafa out and he wanted, he was fuming that Benitez was telling the players they weren't good enough to play football, so just kick it up. Wonder where that one. Sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Very familiar story with someone else who left for Villa who told the manager what was this tactics of just telling everyone they're terrible.
Yeah. Coincidence, really,
Mad. Anyway. Well, technically, we scored 4 against Wolves, didn't we? But 2 got disallowed. If you're saying technically, we only got 2. So technically, we scored 6 against Wolves. 2 got disallowed. Aaron says, Moyes has to get Njai and Lindstrom closer to Dom if we score tonight.
Do you think James Garner will be involved at all?
Game of footy.
Because that's what me and Ped are talking about, whether if he was to play Patterson as more of like an attacking fullback, that playing like someone like James Garner in front of him, which is something that has been tried before, would be what Ped said, an ideal thing for Moyes. So whether that's a bit of an idea for him, but I think that's been sort of, it's a different type of player in it that we've been missing, James Garner. I'm excited for him to be back.
Glenn, I've no idea what the chances of getting 2 together are, mate. If not, what's the furthest you can shift from an 8-year-old without getting into trouble? Not that you'd ever do that, Baz. Yeah. I don't know what the chances are, mate. I think it's just you've just got to go game by game and just see what's there.
Just keep refreshing.
Just keep checking and see. Might end up with like one in front of the other, maybe something like that. If you can't get them side by side. But yeah, just keep trying, Glenn. You can never predict it, can you? Joker says, wouldn't it be poetic if we come from behind and won 3-2? Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying, there's no chance. How can we score goals? We were 2-0 up at Villa.
Yeah.
And missed chances to make it 3. Dom had 2 really good opportunities. He hit the bar with one unhesitated. Remember the one when he was running through and he turned back? Yeah. And he took it off and it just rolled wide. So
there was chances there, just didn't jump on them and then fell apart. Sadly came a week after we fell apart against Bournemouth.
Everton fan advisory board says Alan Mize has tweeted that Everton are not trying to re-sign Tom Cannon. Yeah. Just his agent trying to drum up a bit more interest. Vandor says, I like Bellingham at Sunderland end of the season. James says, I really hope the Friedkin group tap into David Moyes' head to understand what our club means to us fans and what we want and expect. Couldn't pick a better manager to find out this to start their new era. Wormy Spoon says, play Patterson. That just disappeared. Dom and Young left back, hammering crosses or putting Jai at 10 behind. Better either way we score goals. Alex has gone Everton scoring 3 tonight, with Njai getting 2 and Jared Brandthwaite scoring. Ross Coles has gone 2-0. David says attacking football from us will shock Villa. Villa are a very good side and teams have attacked them before. Yeah. But we've just got to give everything we can and get behind them, and the players do that extra, and anything can happen in a game of footy. Anything.
Wasn't the first goal of the Dyche era Dwight McNeil corner and a James Tarkowski header? So what's the closest to Moyes goal you can get from him coming back? Seamus Coleman and don't know, someone heading it in.
A header by Dom.
Yeah, but a cross from Coleman.
Cross from the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that game, I remember that game going, might be able to nick a draw off Arsenal, but realistically, as long as there's a performance, then, you know, we'll be all right with it, because it means and we went out and beat them. Yeah. And they were flying, weren't they? In fact, they were top of the league. They hadn't lost for ages, and we beat them 1-0. So all things are possible. Joker 013 SSB on the super chat says, do you think Dyke's lost the dressing room? I do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How could you be an attacker and have faith in him still?
It's all come out. All the bits are out there now. That's starting to come out. Blue 96 says, when Garner's fit, do you start him over Mangala?
No, I think Mangala's been really good for us recently in that he has got that sort of difference to what, I don't know, Idris has got. And he's got that sort of just niceness about him. I think Garner definitely had a different option, but I think like most, he's got to earn his place back. And I'd say more so him competing with the likes of Decore for this spot. Where,
or it's this even. Yeah.
But no, Mangala carries on for me.
Also, when Irabunim's back, that'll make a big difference. A midfield player who can run with the ball. Eltel says 3 points tonight. I am warming to David Moyes. Good. Phil Gomeran says, whoever plays up front, we need to create better quality chances and provide more support. Absolutely, we do, mate. Dave says, I think Job would be a good signing. And if he's a superstar like his brother, even better, even if he was sold in the future. Yeah. Yeah. David, if you want to send that gift, why would you want to send it though? Why don't you want to keep it? It's a belter of a gift, but why don't you want to keep it? Toffee says, what would be a good point to turn for the next 3 games? I think 5.
So what is it?
So that'll be a
Villa, Tottenham, Leicester, Brighton.
Ooh. 5 would be good, I think. That'd be a good return.
5 would be great. Yeah, 5.
Well, that means we'd be on 22
Some
points.
Beaten as well, isn't it?
With Leicester to come at home.
Yeah. I think I'd be happy with 4. I'd be like, that's solid, you know. You can understand the loss maybe against Tottenham if they're having one of their days where they're just really good. But I feel like a draw and a win, yeah.
9 would be better though.
9, that's what's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Eugene says he thinks Harrison Armstrong will be in the starting lineup tonight. Okay. Colin, welcome to Premier. Welcome, mate. Good man. Hamid Ali says anti-climax 0-0. Okay. Vandor says nearly goal would give us a big lift. Absolutely it would. Sophie says need Goodison to be the 12th man. Willow says I believe we'll shape the same, but I believe we will break. It'll be more direct with support. Yeah. A few people mentioning the Botafogo striker. Where are we? Scott says 2-0, Baines free kick and a Kaya leather. Love to have them. Love to have them players tonight. Christian says, I hope Goodison is very loud tonight. We need to show the players we are behind them. Pirate Jazz says, he's a YouTube member, be great to see a win, but I think even a draw would be greeted warmly if we have a proper go. Get shots on target, show some real attacking intent. Yeah. Emma says they keep conceding from the first shot on target. Then
make it a good one.
Get the first shot on target then.
Make it a really good one.
why not? Let's do it. Who would you want on the end of it? If they scored. Who would you like to score for Everton tonight? I'd love Patterson to score if he played.
Patterson would be great to score, or Jake O'Brien, either of them two. But
I think Calvert-Lewin needs a goal. I think Calvert-Lewin getting one.
Yeah, I think Beto as well, though.
Oh, Beto, yeah.
Because you can see how emotional he gets when he does score and when he scored against Fulham. So I think for him to sort of... There's stuff coming out about him, isn't there, saying that he doesn't want to leave Everton and he's leaving because he's not getting game time. So I think for him to just have that moment where it's a new era now and he's got a fresh chance and a chance to maybe make his name at Everton, I think it'd be nice to see him score.
Nick says, if you guys are feeling nervous about the game against Wolves was the same day as a therapy session for me, and today is my next session. It's also midweek and also starting at 7:30. Read into that what you will.
Wow.
I hope you're the man. Or woman, if you're a woman. Be a woman. Ross says, who's still out injured? Is McNeil going to be back? No, McNeil isn't back, I don't think. Wesley doesn't want to see Decore. Steve P says, I wouldn't want to see Garner right mid personally. Yeah, me neither. He's got zero pace. We need to get with the times and go and sign a proper winger. Garner doesn't even start in his actual position for me. I want that Ajax right back. He's only 21. Oh, Devon Wrench.
Best passing, one of the best passes in Europe. That's what we're reading with.
Yeah. Klasiak says, Baz. And then I've done it and it got off. Baz, I had the season ticket for many years, and when Moyes was in first time, you could guarantee most weeks we won at home. It was a great time. If he can guide us through the new stadium, it could be for us. Yeah. GBRC-EFC-125 says, every time he lost dates, he had an excuse about the team and not himself. Wasn't the fit for the club. Nope. Welcome to Mark Garrett, who's just become a YouTube member. Welcome, Mark. Roy Blue Rich says, seats at the back of the lower Gladys seats are available, but never good ones. Hey, Ted says, can someone reality check me? I feel positive about tonight. We will not set the world alight on the pitch, but Goodison will be rocking, and that could make the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is sort of thinking there's been this magic wand and it's going to be amazing, but people just feeling happier to get in and get behind the team and seeing us have a go and just feeling like...
Because being talked up and talked about positively rather than the same old.
And just feeling like you've got a chance of winning.
Yeah.
And you might do something different. That boosts everyone.
Absolutely.
George says, everyone knows whatever happens tonight, that if David Moyes gets 2 to 3 years, he'll have Everton back in the top half of the league and playing in Europe 100%. KC says, Park End right behind the goal for me tonight. I look out for the puke colour North Face coat and beanie up the Toffees. Puke colour North Face coat.
It's a weird way to describe your coat.
What a way to describe your coat there. What a way to give everyone that visual of the coat. If you see a puke-coloured North Face coat and a beanie, go and say hello. Let's have a look. Here, Jake says, if Dom isn't up to it, Moyes will play Beto and he'll get goals from him. We've had a lot worse strikers under Moyes and got goals, or at least made the striker useful in the system. Ian says, Baz and Jay, do you think Onana will get a goal? We've done that before, didn't we? Garner will eventually replace Idrissa, says Jake. And also, have you seen the supposed Premier League ball for next season? Moyes is in charge of Everton and the 05 Premier League ball is back. Fair play. Nostalgia. Aaron Stobie says, would honestly love to see just some bloody signings. There's always something in the back of my mind that says we won't sign anyone. I think we will. I think the Friedkin group I think they want a couple in to just go, look, we are here and we mean business, basically. Chris says, for the first time in a long time, I'm looking forward to the match. I'm heading to the pub in town to watch the match with some fellow Blues. I can't wait to see Moyes back in the Everton dugout where he belongs. Moyes is back in town to the tune of Thin Lizzy. Of course. The Moyes is back in town. That one. Why wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you all want to see that? Why wouldn't you all want to see Davy Moyes? It's Moyes, eh? Back in that dugout. Giving it the bifters. I mean, these are a good side, aren't they? But, again, like I said before, they're not unbeatable.
Yeah. They've had a few blips as well this season. They've not been solid throughout the whole of it. And as you said, the away record isn't great either.
No.
So there's no reason why we couldn't get a result into them.
Ganymede, who's a YouTube member, says, can Moyes get a Nikita Jelavic type in this transfer window? Would be lovely, wouldn't it? Wesley says, the atmosphere against Fiorentina was the best I've felt, and this manager made it happen. Joseph says, can't wait to get to Goodison tonight. Steve P. I said the same on the news yesterday. I just can't understand how we continually link with right backs and never with a left back. It blows my mind, mate. SN 18. I haven't chosen my ticket yet because I have to wait for me lad to catch my tenure up. So I've got to wait. But I'm going to be on the side. I wouldn't be behind the goal personally, but I'm going to be on the side. Daniel O'Connor says, would you take Chilwell if he's going cheap enough? I'd love 8 Nori, but think he'll cost too much unless Wolves go down. I don't know because I do like Ben Chilwell.
So do I. He's a good player.
His injury record's terrible. And his wages will probably be big. Don't we need to get away from that? Don't we need to go and get
you don't think we can afford to have a player
young
like that,
left-footed full-back who can get up and down the pitch modern? There's lots of them around.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a waste of money.
If you could get him on loan for the rest of the season, and we can't, obviously, because we've got Breuer and you can't have two from the same team, then he would really help.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't. Welcome to Casper Olesen, who's a YouTube member. Nice one, Casper. Rim says, Baz, you might be able to get your hands on a chocolate Moyes bar tonight. Nice. I'm not confident, mate, to be honest.
Stock's good as
They've gone for whatever reason. Again, I'm blaming Dave Witch. But there you go. Mark says, I wonder if Seamus will get a coaching job in the summer. He might get the under-18s job, mightn't he?
Yeah. He's been doing his badges, hasn't he? He's done quite well, hasn't he?
So I don't know whether I don't know if it makes sense for him to be the under-18s coach or the under-18s assistant coach, whatever. I don't know.
Just follow the path Bain sort of has, really, no?
Eddie said they'll be getting Tom Cannon back at Everton. I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. Down the Banks 1878 says, feeling cautiously optimistic. Nightmares of Moyes at Sunderland, but that was always going to be a tough task to keep them up with. Them players, this squad is stronger. And of course, it's miles better. Miles better. Aaron says, good luck, Toffees, moving forward, but not tonight on our final trip to Goodison Park up the mighty Villa. Fair play, Aaron. Thank you for that. Obviously, I wish you all the best for the rest of the season, but not tonight. Yeah, could be a Moyes back in time on Dan. Who knows? Dodge says, Moyes and Rooney are the reason I support Everton. Delighted Moyes is back. Before signing Benitez, we should have gone for Moyes. Yeah, he'll steady the ship. Up the Toffees from a Swiss Everton mad fan. Is right, mate. Is right. Enjoy the game. Steve P says, can't be seeing any more injury-prone players when there's young left-backs out there for much less who are just as good, if not better. Andrew Presley says, Patrick Dorgu would be the left-back statement. Steve P says, there's a whole world out there. It's right, isn't it? Because there's lots. There's just so many that you can go and get, and we get boxed into that thing of there's only sort of like these are the only players you can go for. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like there's so many that you can go for. But look at like Kirkes at Bournemouth.
Look at, I was thinking of Brighton. They signed that Turkish one, didn't they? And they signed Barker, who can both play left back.
And they had a Stupian.
Yeah, so there's
Stupian.
You've got three really solid ones there. So
you've got to open your mind a little bit and go and have a proper look at what's available and what style you want to play and you want to get up and down and stuff. So there you go. Jake says, I love that camo third away behind you. Southampton away, good times. Yeah, belter. Benji says, it's been so long since I've looked forward to an Everton match that I almost forgot what it felt like. 2-1 to Everton. Aaron likes the idea of Kyle Walker-Peters at 5 million. Okay. Everton Viking says, Moyes never said the fans were a disgrace. That was a lie from a Twitter account that is now deleted as it wasn't real. Jake says, Baz, what would you say if you went down at half time and they replaced Mars bars with orange clubs?
Drop to your knees and just scream.
I just vomit all over them. Most disgusting things ever.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Danny Church likes David Rome, who plays left back for Leipzig. He looks good. We could have got Kerkez for less than Michalenko. Stipe, you're absolutely right. Toffee says, is Thierry Small available on free? Stipe says Monaco's Kasum Uwatara, 20 years old. That'd be perfect for us. There's loads. John Pierce says, hi boys, great show, love the positivity. I'm not even going again tonight and I'm already excited listening to it on the radio. Yeah, let's do it. Be tough, but it's a game of footy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's all you do. You go out, work hard and see what's what. Give them as good as give them as good as, as good as they get.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. This is what Villa did. When Emery went in at Villa, they had a better squad than we got now. Really. But he went in and just made them competitive every game.
Yeah.
And that's all you do. Know what I mean? That's
Get the mentality that you can win here.
But you got to... I've never understood, me personally, right? I've never understood why managers don't talk their players up. Because when you're coaching, your job really is to improve your players. That's all your job is. Other people might buy the players and give you these players. You've got to make them better. You've got to make, even if you look at a lad and think, it's not amazing, but I've got to play him today. You've got to make that person feel like they are brilliant and they're going to go out and do everything. You've got to, Sean Dyche was brilliant at talking Everton down. You can't do it. Benitez did it and it didn't work. You have to talk your team up. You have to make your team feel like
we can do. Yeah.
Look at the weekend, right? Look at the weekend. We had Tamworth playing Tottenham.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in any world, in any universe, and listen, I know Spurs won it in the end, but it went to extra time. In any universe, not one of those Tamworth players gets in Tottenham's squad, does it? You know what I mean?
Well, in probably the reserves.
And the centre-back was doing a bloody Maradona turn with 3 players around him, came out with the ball. If you go out and work as hard as your opposition and do the things you're supposed to do, then anything can happen. Yeah. But you've got to try to win the game. The game's got to have a bit of jeopardy on it. Because I just think, if you're too negative and go, we can't do anything, so therefore we've just got to sit back, you're just inviting everyone onto you. At some stage, you're going to concede a goal. Because it's tiring to keep going back to the well and kicking the ball out, making sure I don't let you get away from me and I'm just focused on you. And if you're the opposition, you don't have to worry about us going the other way. You can just naturally play your game.
Yeah.
And eventually, most days, not all, but most days, eventually that'll just break. Or what happens if that's what you plan to do and they score after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, bang, your plan's out the window. And then it's, right, what do we do now?
How do you adapt to it?
Game of football is both teams trying to score goals. It's as simple as that. And you should be there going out trying to win. And, that's for me, that's That's what I'd be sending every one of my teams out, telling them that they're good enough to beat anyone. Mm-hmm. Working hard, use the crowd. Mm-hmm. Okay, just because you tell someone they're good enough doesn't necessarily always correlate. But I tell you what, them players are going to
believe in yourselves better.
Them players are going to feel a lot better running out onto the turf, thinking we can beat these. These are beatable. Yeah. Why wouldn't he be? You know, it's like that's one thing that they've always had, Liverpool. Even when the teams they had weren't great, they always had this belief that something will happen. Do you know what I mean? Something will happen. We'll win this. That we were 3-0 down to Barcelona. Yeah. How do you get that thing in that stadium that they're going to win 4-0? Which is what they did. They've done it in my life, mate. They've done it in Istanbul. They won that Champions League. They were shite. And the players they had, they were 3-0 down. They'd been outclassed. And somehow the crowd were like, now we can do something here. Yeah. Where I think our crowd, we've been beaten down so much that our crowd goes the other way and goes, we've got no chance here. And yet when you create a positivity, everyone feeds off it. And sometimes it works. Like Forest. Like, don't get me wrong, Forest have got some good players. But Forest finished below Everton last season. And just stayed up. And this season, the second in the Premier League. And they've added a couple of players. And Nuno's done exactly what he wants to do. And it's all going for them, which is great. It's great to see. But they're all built on stay tight, break quickly. The confidence is built. Now, teams are worried about them. They caught teams by surprise early on because it was just, that's Forest. They're all right. Now, you're like, it's Forest. That's a tricky game.
Well, yeah, at the start of the season, when they beat Liverpool, everyone was like, have Liverpool lost to them? And now you look back on it, it was 1-0 loss, doesn't look that bad.
Hey, look, well, this is it, isn't it? So, listen, at the end of the day, it just means, you know, it's one of them, isn't it? Yeah. At the end of the day, you look and you go, well, I'm going to try and make my players believe. And as fans, we're going to try and talk you up. So you go out with your chest puffed out and perform at the best of your ability. A lot of times, it might not. You're playing infinitely better teams than you. And you're both at the peak of your performance. They'll beat you because they're just better. Unless you have a mad day. I mean, West Ham had a mad day yesterday. Fulham battered them. Yeah. Like, battered them. And West Ham, the goalie threw two in. And West Ham have won a game they should never, ever have won. But then Leicester did that to West Ham. I was about to say, is that the karma for that? Do you know what I mean? Leicester got destroyed by West Ham and ended up winning a game they should never have won. So you have those days. But you've got to just go out and go, you know what? Bang, we're going out for this and we'll see what happens and we'll have a right good go. And Moyes was good at not away, but it was only 3 or 4 teams away that the big four like Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, but we weren't good enough. That was the biggest thing. When all said and done, ultimately we weren't at their level. So we went there quite negative and we ended up grinding results, sometimes draws. We never won. But at home, we beat everybody. And we beat everybody simply because Moyes had us playing in the same way. And when you went in that ground as a fan, you knew. It was a fortress. You knew we were going to... You had to be good to beat. We beat them all. Yeah. We beat all of them, mate. We beat Liverpool a few times at home with Moyes. We knocked them out the FA Cup at Goodison. We beat United. Yeah. We always beat City. We beat Arsenal at home. Chelsea. We beat them all. All the ones who were at the top, winning stuff, we beat them all at Goodison. Because we all went in going, we beat these. Yeah. Now, occasionally, we'd lose. And occasionally, you look.
Has that always been a window?
Oh, there? Yes.
I just seen someone walk past it and I was like...
But anyway, you know, occasionally we'd get beat like 4-0 at home by Bolton under Sam Allardyce when we had a good side. And it was mental. And I remember we played West Brom.
Wasn't Sam Allardyce's Bolton really good though?
They were good, but that day they were long ball to Kevin Davis, who could have 4 men swinging off his ears and he'd still keep the ball. But he was a bit crap. But, you know, teams had come. But I remember West Brom beat us 4-1 at Goodison and we absolutely battered them. We went full. Unlucky. We went full West Ham, like full on West Ham. Like, we destroyed them and they beat us 4-1. Fletcher says Moyes' away record frightens me. What did Dyche's away record do to you then? You won one away game in 13 months. You know, if Everton went to Brighton and won, Moyes would have equalled Sean Dyche's last 13 months away from home in one game. So, Yeah.
Wow.
Pipe down, Fletch, because Mourinho's away record would have been terrible as well. Anyway, you know what? Let's just go out and have a go. Sam says negativity has nearly destroyed us the last 4 years. The future is bright. Yeah, we're not going to set the world on fire this year, but this feels right for right now. Moyes to get us back where he left. Aaron says Villa's away record is recently has been shocking. I hope we can change that tonight, but I'm not full of confidence. Come on, you Villa. Fair play, Aaron. Listen, your team is flying. You don't really need a win tonight. You don't.
Yeah, they can afford
Villa
to
will still be in the mix for the Champions League with a defeat tonight, and you're flying in Europe. So tell you what, just have one of your off days tonight. Let Emi Martinez throw 3 in like Leno did last night.
Yeah.
And then,
if anything, if they win against us.
And then from the weekend, Villa, you can just go flying up that and do whatever you want. I'll be backing you all the way. But tonight, Cumbrian Toffee, who's a YouTube member, said 2 big teams in the next 2 games. We're both beatable at the minute if we play with some intensity and, dare I say, belief. Yeah. We've just gotta go, haven't we? Let's Be Having You says, would you rather see a good performance or get the 3 points by hook or by crook? I'd take the win all day. I'm confident good performances will come, but we need the points. Mate,
always a win.
Always.
I don't care.
If it's Graham, I'll have Graham Potter's performance last night, where we have 5 shots and they have 26 or something, and we win the game all day long. The performances will build, but that's the first thing. No, tonight we've got to see work rate. We've got to see people getting around the pitch. The crowd have got to be engaged. Let's see how we get on. It's the start of something, isn't it? And that's it. Mark Fielden says, I was at Moyes' first home game all those years ago against Fulham and Tommy Gravison got sent off. We won 2-1. I'm 37 now and live in Germany. I'll be watching with optimism. Yeah, that was the Al Unzi after 27 seconds. Big dunk. Closing down Van der Sar and getting a goal.
Nice.
We're cruising. And Tommy Gravison gets sent off after 36 minutes. So we're 2-0 up against and Fulham were good. Yeah. Decent side. We're 2-0 up with 10 men. With about an hour to go with the game. And Fulham score just before half time. And you're going.
It's going to be a tough 45, yeah.
We won the game and then we went to Derby County the week later, who were decent as well, and we won 4-3. Wow. But I said this the other day, we were winning 4-1 with 8 minutes left and it got back to 4-3. So it was literally like that, squeaky bum time. But there you go. Gary says Kirkers is a great show, Bazzy, perfect for us. Go to show the players out there. I'd not heard of them before, joined Bournemouth. They're everywhere, mate. They're absolutely everywhere, honestly. There's players, I get it, you can't just bring a 17-year-old in and go on and he'll be amazing. You got to build it. But David Moyes got Leighton Baines from Wigan, do you know what I mean? And he brought him in, he had Nuno Valente, he had the experience of Valente, different thing. Gary Naismith was there at times, but Baines was better, obviously, than all of them. Joleon Lescott was, come in and played left back, kept Baines out the team, a left back at first, while Baines acclimatised. So, we've got to go and see. They're everywhere, honestly. Honestly, they are. Simon, that was then. They were decent. Branko Strupar scored an absolute cracker of a volley in that one. Yeah, Troy, we do need the Al welcome back Moyes gear getting on the go. Right, it's all good. I'll just quickly refresh the old Premier. So closing statements, James. Yeah. It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But I'm very positive going into it, and I reckon we're going to win. I wouldn't say I'm confident.
No, confident might be a bit.
I'd say I'm about 70% we're going to win.
That's high. Fair play. Aaron says you think there's a chance we would actually come. Yeah, I do. I do think there's a chance, yeah. Depends what's happening with Kev Thelwell, of course, but yeah, I do. Glenn says, Gru, only question, what is your chocolate heaven? Favourite chocolate bar? And chocolate hell, your least favourite?
Favourite, Star Bar. What a chocolate.
Controversial, but carry on.
And worst, I don't really like mint and orange chocolates. I think they're grim. No.
Okay, fair play. Everton Viking says, Will say, though, he does need to make a rather instant change in terms of playing style. We can't allow excuses for him. No, absolutely doing the same as Deitch because he's better liked. Moyes has to change the way we play, and we do have to play better football. No, we do. We do. Martin Armstrong says, hi lads, how are you? I've got a spare ticket for Sunday, either in the Gladys Street or the Park End. I would like to offer it to someone who would benefit from it, someone who can't get tickets, etc. Have you any idea how to offer it, as I don't like putting things like that over? Get in touch with us tomorrow, Martin. Send us a message on the thing, and we'll try and help you out with that. But nice one, mate. Appreciate that. Well done. Everton Viking says also Ancelotti has our highest winning record in the Premier League. As much as we want to do revisionism, there is no world where you pick Moyes ahead of him. But let's hope Moyes second time around can become the highest winning manager. Yeah, I think what people were saying was all about fit. Yeah. I think David Moyes should have been put in place, but once Ancelotti was available, you had to go with Carlo. But I think because Carlo was always likely to leave. Now, maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was just Real Madrid, but he was always likely to go. I think people looked and went, we'd have probably been better with David Moyes. But having chosen Carlo, don't forget Moyes just kept West Ham up. And they offered him a new contract, and he delayed signing it for 4 weeks because he thought he had a chance at the Everton job again. Oh. And he went and picked Benitez. Now listen, that meant Moyes would have come in and it would have been a really turbulent time. As we've seen, it might not have worked. Things happen. But I still would have had him every day of the week. Yeah. Every day of the week over the last three managers. I would have. And I like Frank Lampard, but he wasn't up to it, clearly. We couldn't get results. Moyes over the last three managers every day of the week. Finn says a massive part of winning a game is wanting it that bit more than the opposition. More effort sometimes beats talent. Well, hard work beats the talent when the talent doesn't work hard, Finn, as it says in Finch Farm. Jake says, I remember us having teams sat in their own area under pressure for a lot of games under Moyes. I haven't seen that once under Deitch. I'll be honest, we haven't seen it once really under Deitch, Lampard or Benitez, though, have we? If we're being paid, let's not just pin all this on Sean Deitch, by the way. Didn't really see it like that under Frank. Maybe Palace at home, that when we beat them 3-0, and maybe when we beat them 3-2 in the second half, they were camped.
I was going to say,
but it was very rare that happened, and certainly under Benitez, it was very rare it happened. So yeah, you're right. You know, probably in the last three managers haven't done the way David Moyes did. Stewie says, yes, I've made it onto a live for the first time in a long time. I want to say happy birthday to Kane as well. It was his birthday earlier this week. So happy birthday, mate. Cheers, Martin. Try and sort something out, mate. Nice one. Right. Make sure you like and subscribe. Remember the Ruffle chocolate bar, do? I had one of them, like a raspberry flavour thing. It was nice. It was nice. Rod Ross says, I like Villa, proper club, but not tonight. And Thomas says, greetings, everyone from Texas, USA. Greetings, mate. Right, we are going. Like, subscribe, thank you very much. Me and Ped will be doing our stuff after the match, of course. And obviously we'll be back tomorrow and we'll be talking about Aston Villa as well, the game and moving forward, because it is bigger than just this one game, of course, isn't it? On to the next thing. Finally, Villa, Aaron says, I couldn't agree more. Aston Villa, Everton, the giants of English football. And we can both be proud of our great clubs, absolutely. And Thomas, as a YouTube member, says, Moyes is the manager we need now. I think the fan base would not have had him last time. Well, fair play, we'll see. But I bet you'd have had him over Rafa Benitez, mate, wouldn't he? And he'd have definitely had him over Sean Deitch, in my opinion. But there you go. Right, we're going. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're off to Goodison Park to usher in the David Moyes era version 2, and hopefully it's with a good performance and 3 points for the Toffees. Thanks for watching. See you later.
3-1.